as girl as it gets, less of a man. Do you have any plans for tonight? It was Friday afternoon at the office, and Michelle was shutting down her computer before leaving for the day. I was standing in the doorway of her cubicle, sipping a paper cup of water. I don't know, I said. I think I'm supposed to do something with my girlfriend. But she hasn't called. Michelle laughed, putting stuff into her bag. So what are you going to do, wait by the phone all night with a bowl of popcorn? Yeah, probably, I said sarcastically. Michelle shook her head. You and every other girl in Manhattan. Hey, I said. I'd finished the water in my cup and tossed the crumpled paper playfully at my pretty assistant. I missed by a mile. You even throw like a girl, she said. On my way back to my office, I'm suddenly thinking, do I? Sure enough, that night I sit at home by the phone waiting for Charlotte to call. We'd been going together for 2 months now, and although she really seemed to like me, she never seemed to want to go out or spend much time hanging together. She explained that she was busy at work and she got annoyed the only time I mentioned that I wished we could see each other more. This is all the time I have, she snapped. If it's not good enough for you, maybe you want to see another girl. No, I said, that's not what I meant at all. I don't want to see anyone but you. I'm okay with everything. I understand if this is all the time you have. It's totally okay. I'm sorry. I know I'm sounding like a baby. Please forget I said anything. Okay? Needless to say, I never brought the topic up again. So here I was on another Friday night, watching TV, and hoping she'd call. It was already too late to go out for dinner or a movie, but maybe she'd want to stop by to unwind and have sex with me before she went home to sleep. She'd already told me she was busy that weekend and couldn't see me. As I sat there feeling sorry for myself, the phone rang. I jumped, and fumbled for the receiver. I'd kept the phone right next to me on the couch. Hello, I said hopefully. Relax, Michelle said on the other end. It's only me. Oh hi, I said, trying to keep the disappointment from my voice. After all, she was calling out of concern, which is more than I could say of my girlfriend. What's up? She didn't call, did she? No, I said, feeling a fresh wave of despair. I was glad Michelle couldn't see me. If she thought I was acting girlish that afternoon, she should only know how I was struggling to fight back tears. I don't know why either, I let the words slip out. She promised she'd call. Poor baby. Did you make the popcorn? Michelle, I said, please don't make fun of me. I'm not making fun of you, sweetie. I really think you'll feel better if you indulge yourself a little. Go make some. Seriously. 2 minutes and 45 seconds later, I was back on the couch, my legs tucked under me, munching popcorn and chatting with Michelle. I was right, wasn't I? She said after we'd been talking for about half an hour. You do feel better, don't you? Yes, I admitted. I really do. We ended up talking for a long time. In fact, it was so late I even found myself drifting off to sleep. I'm sorry, I murmured, waking up to her saying something I must have altered through the filter of a weird dream I'd been having, something about me needing to be careful walking in those heels. I must have been dreaming, I said. It's okay, honey. It's late. You go to sleep now. I'll see you Monday. The following Thursday I plopped down in the chair across from Michelle's desk. I didn't even try to hide how upset I was. Michelle looked up from her computer. What's the matter, darling? You look like you're about to cry. Tell me everything. I explained how Charlotte and I had plans to see a play the previous evening. I had bought the tickets well in advance and everything. I was really looking forward to a night out together. But instead of seeing the play, she took me first to a bar where she got me tipsy and we missed the curtain. I made a few weak protests, but Charlotte waved them off. She said she'd much rather go back to my place for sex anyway. We made love twice and then she went home claiming she needed to be up early for a morning meeting. So that was our big date, I said, trying to wipe the tears from my eyes. Well, it must be nice to feel desired anyway, doesn't it? Yes, but that's how it is all the time. All she ever seems to want to do with me is to have sex. Sometimes I'd like to, actually, go out on a date. I'm sorry, Michelle said, trying to control the smile breaking out on her face. But that just sounds so typical. Except it's usually my girlfriends complaining about their boyfriends who say stuff like that. I was too upset about everything to even be bothered by what Michelle had just said. Maybe she was right after all. Maybe I was just acting like a girl. Maybe I should just enjoy my good fortune to have found a woman who liked to have sex with me. It wasn't exactly like I was a ladies' man or anything. Tell you what, Michelle said. Why don't we go out for lunch this weekend and treat ourselves to a spa day? Charlotte won't be available anyway. A spa day? What's that? Don't worry. You'll love it. Lying on my belly on a massage table, I let myself relax as a pair of strong male hands kneaded my shoulders. Yes, they were male hands, and I was wearing nothing but a thin white spa towel around my hips. But Michelle made me feel like such a silly overcompensating homophobe when I squeaked out reservations about letting another man touch me when I was half naked that I relented just to prove I wasn't threatened. I laid down on the table determined to enjoy the experience, and I had to admit I really was enjoying it. Under his strong hands, my body felt like warm butter. Huh? I said dreamily, as Michelle said something or other. I don't think I'd ever been so relaxed. The massage therapist worked his way down to my calves and back up to my hamstrings. When he gently removed my towel, leaving me completely exposed, I was too far gone in bliss to so much as whimper a protest. Facials were next on the agenda, mud baths, shampoo, and full body scrubs. Having nothing else to do while Michelle had it done, I figured I might as well have my body waxed too. Sauna, shower, a brief spell under the tanning lights. I was still all tingly and smelling of strawberry mint body wash as I sat next to Michelle in a big comfy salon chair and had my fingernails and toenails buffed and polished. I probably shouldn't have let them do that, I said, looking uncertainly at my shiny toes. I guess I can take it off when I get home. Nonsense, Michelle said. They look adorable. Stop fighting feeling good about yourself. Admit it, you feel better than you have in months, don't you? Yes, I said, sheepishly. I wiggled my toes a little and giggled. They did look kinda cute like this. I really do feel better. Thank you. Good, Michelle said. Then just go with it. Lunch at the spa's ritzy cafe was the grand finale. Smoothies and healthy salads for both Michelle and I, except Michelle had hers with a small scoop of tuna fish. No tuna for you, honey, she said when she saw me eyeing her plate hungrily. I'm afraid you need to lose a little around the waist. I didn't notice until I saw you without your clothes on today. I forgot to be embarrassed at having been seen naked by my sexy office assistant. Instead, I was mortified that Michelle thought I was fat. I felt myself blushing. Am I really a pig? Is it really disgusting? I looked down at my belly, frowning. I hate myself. Don't be so dramatic for goodness sake, Michelle said. I'm only talking a few pounds. Don't be getting all anorectic on me or anything. Please help me, Michelle, I said, and even I could hear the desperation in my voice. I really want Charlotte to love me. Tell me you'll help me, please. All I can promise is that I'll help you like yourself, Michelle said. The rest will follow on its own. Just do as I say and everything will be okay. I promise. Okay, I said and meant it. Whatever you say. Things didn't get better. In fact, they actually got a whole lot worse. About a week after our spa experience, and another unsettling 2 dates with Charlotte, I confessed that I was having a hard time performing in bed with my girlfriend. She doesn't even spend any time on foreplay, I complained. She practically just comes in the door and pushes me against the wall. She expects me to be ready the moment she jumps on me. Michelle listened patiently as I described how Charlotte seemed to want me to have erections virtually on command. Whenever I tried to slow things down or spend time kissing or sucking or stroking, Charlotte acted as if she were annoyed or bored, or just plain disgusted. Are you sure she's really a woman? Michelle said sarcastically. I don't even think a guy would be that dense. Michelle, I said, don't joke around. This is serious. I mean, I'm having a real problem with . Well, you might try telling her what you like in bed, where you want to be touched, what gets you in the mood, that kind of thing. And I'd done just that the night before, and Charlotte had practically hit the ceiling. She accused me of being impotent, of being intimidated by her, of not being enough of a man. I was shocked, demoralized, and, needless to say, totally unable to achieve an erection after her outburst. She left my apartment shortly before 11 p.m., angry and unsatisfied, slamming the door behind her. When I called her at home an hour later, there was no answer. I hadn't heard from her since. I was totally distraught. What do I do now? I said. Maybe I should get a prescription for Viagra? Don't do that, Michelle said. That's not the answer. Besides, drugs just mess up your system. I'll give you some herbal stuff my boyfriend takes. It's just as good, much safer, and you won't need to waste time and money trying to get a doctor's appointment. You have a date with Charlotte on Monday, right? Yes, I said, suddenly feeling wiped out. I hadn't slept all night. Unless she decides to cancel since I can't satisfy her. You'll be okay, Michelle said. You just need to relax and be yourself. Stop putting yourself under so much pressure and you'll be fine. But how can I possibly relax when my whole life is falling apart? Even I had to laugh just a little. I sounded so desperately hysterical. It's okay, Michelle said. I think what you need is some shopping therapy. What do you mean? I mean, let's take the afternoon off and head for Saks. You're missing the point, Michelle said, as she held up a pair of velvet women's drawstring pants to my waist. I glanced around nervously. What if someone else from the office happened to be shopping here during their lunch hour? Maybe you can't tell me what the point is, I said. To make me a cross-dresser? How's that going to help anything? I followed Michelle to the women's lingerie department. She carefully looked through a rack of sexy panties on little plastic hangers. The idea is to teach you how to feel good, she said, to stop denying yourself pleasure. When you learn how to please yourself, you'll be naturally more pleasing to someone else. But dressing like a girl,